Okay, let's go back to question 1a. Alright. Okay, in question 1 it says that you want to state the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so can we look at question 1? How do we identify the two variables that are inversely proportional? What are the two things that are inversely proportional to each other? When we have y equals 2 over x, what do you think, Javier? What do you think? Y, then, and what?
X cubed.
Y is inversely proportional to?
X cubed.
Okay, that's good. Alright, then what about part B? If I have y cubed equals to 3 over x, okay, what do you think, Nicholas? Y cubed? Very good. Okay, y cubed is inversely proportional to x. Okay, then last one, Geraldine. Part C, what do you think are the two things that are inversely proportional to each other?
Y squared is inversely proportional to x.
X cubed, is that what you call it? Is this called x cubed? What is this called? Cube root of x. Okay, good. Alright, I want you to continue working on question 2 and question 3. Alright, give you about 5 minutes to do so. On the whiteboard, we all take a look. Okay, let's maybe look at question 3 first. Okay, let's look at question 3 first. It says that y is inversely proportional to square root x. Do you agree with this statement? How many of you agree with this? Y equals to k over square root x. Okay, yes. Right, so this statement is fine. Right, then after that, we need to put in y equals to 3x equals to 9. Okay, and we find that the final equation is y equals to 9 square root x. How many of you do not get this answer? Didn't get? What do you get then? Did wrongly? Do you realize where you went wrong? Okay. So do I believe that every one of you actually got this correct then? Okay, that's good. Alright. Then after that, 4 over 1 equals to 9 over square root x, because essentially the question wants us to find out the value of x when y is equals to 4. So put 4 over here equals to 9 over square root x. Okay, so what Tina has done is a very good presentation of showing the cross multiplication. Right, so following the rules, you will get that square root x equals to 2 and 1/4. Okay, but keeping in mind that we are not finding out square root x, we are trying to find x. So therefore we need to take square. And then after that, very importantly, he also put in the brackets. Very good. So answer will be 5 and 1 over 16. Okay. Any questions? decimal 5.0625, it is fine as well. Just keep in mind that if you want to write things into decimal, okay, you need to have it in exact, okay, you shouldn't be rounding off to 3 sig, right? So that's why if it can be in fraction, put it into a fraction, okay? Fraction meaning to say improper or mixed number. Now let's look at question 2, okay? What Wheeler has given us over here is that k is equals to 11, okay? How many of you can see what's written over here? Can people have back see? Maybe let me just enlarge the handwriting. Okay, so this is what Wheeler has presented. Okay. How many of you agree with his answer? Who disagrees? Even Wheeler himself disagrees. Why? You saw what wrongly? The question answer wrongly or question wrongly? You saw y is equals to 11? Yes. Oh. Sorry. Okay. So you saw y to be 11. So what should it be then, Wheeler? Please rectify 8, right? Okay. So if over here his answer is correct, okay, then actually the value is not wrong. Okay, but then Wheeler, okay, tell me, is this what the question wants? What does the question want? Equation, is this an equation? So what do we need to do after this? Okay, very good. So that is what the question wants. X cubed, okay? Sorry. X cubed, not cube root now, right? So please keep that in mind. Okay, then moving to part 2, right? The values will be correct. Okay, so 0.064. Otherwise, 8 over 125 is also okay. Then after that, in part 3, we have over here that x cubed is equal to 64 divided by 8. Is this correct? Who agrees that x is equal to 2? Who disagrees that x is equal to 2? And the rest then? Oh no, then what do you get? 2. Who gets 2? X equals to 2. Who got something else? Okay. Damien, what is something else that you got? 1 and 1 over 5.
No, 1 over
1 over 500 and 12. Oh, okay. Okay. Any other options? Is that what you get? 0.5. Okay. Any other answers? Okay. So let's look at what went wrong or what is correct. Okay. So over here, what Ryan has given us is that y is equals to 64. Okay. So we put in 64 equals to 8 over x cubed. Okay. So actually, what he has in the next step is that x cubed is equals to 64 divided by 8. Let us do the cross multiplication to check whether is it correct or not. Okay, so if I have 64 over 1 equals to 8 over x cubed, okay, if I were to cross multiply, I'm going to get 64x cubed equals to 8. Do we agree with this statement so far when we cross multiply? Okay, then after that, what am I going to get in the next step? If I have x cubed equals to, I get rid of the 64, I will need to bring over. Bring over means that I need to do what operation? I need to do divide, okay, because this is 64 times x cubed. So I will take 8 divided by 64. So if I were to check this step and this step, is this step that Ryan provided correct? No, okay, so it should not be 64 divided by 8. Okay, that is the very common mistake when it comes to this. So don't be lazy and don't make assumptions. Just do cross multiplication and manipulate correctly. Okay, then we will get x cubed equals to 8 over 64. Then after that, to find out what is x, we will take the cube root of 8 over 64. Okay, so keying that into your calculator, what do you have? You will be getting half. So half 0.5, you're correct. Okay, so 1 over 512 is wrong. Okay, so make sure you know where it went wrong. Okay, any questions? Yes. Okay. Okay, next we look at our notes again. Let's get back to our notes. Okay, looking at example 14, it says that the intensity of illumination, okay, which is I lumens per meter square. So lumens per meter square is actually the unit, right? I is the notation that we will use. And then at a point on the screen is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Which is d meters, okay, of the light source from the point. So we are given that d is equals to 2 when I is equals to 0.8. We want to find out what is I when d is equals to 4. So how should we start off this question? Glenn, how do we start this off?
I equals
I equals to
K over D.
K over D. Sure?
No, D squared.
D squared. Okay, very good. So we take note of this word over here. It says it's the square of the distance. So I equals to K over D squared. Then what is the next step going to be? Actually, what's the next step?
0.8 equals to K out of
0.8 equals to K out of 4 square. Where do you get 4 square? 2 square. Okay, 2 square is equals to 4. Right? Then after that, next step, we want to find out the value of K. So Geraldine, what's the value of K? How do we find that?
0.8 times 2 square.
Very good. So K equals to 0.8 times 2 square. And we will be getting the value 3.2. Okay. Then next step, Howard, what will the next step be? I equals 3.2 over D square. Okay. So I equals to 3.2 over D square. But is that what the question wants? No, right? Okay, so what will the next step be, Valerie? .8 equals I equals to 3.2 over 4 square. Okay, you sure about this answer? Sure. Kai is not a very trustable and reliable person. Huh? You believe him, huh? Okay, yes, you're correct. Okay, so question says find I when D is equals to 4. Alright, so therefore, pressing the calculator, we get I equals to 0.2, and that will be the answer. workbook, right, and work on question 4 now. Yes. This piece of information here tells us that S is equals to 6, T is equals to 5. So we must be able to get the correct information out. Okay, so what Maliki has presented on the whiteboard, Javier, you have a lot to say.
No.
Okay, so we have over here, Maliki says S equals to K over T minus 2. That is correct because that is a way is way inversely proportional to each other. However, something that I want to point out, the way that you write T, please write T in this manner. If it's algebra, I do not want you to write T plus T like that. How am I supposed to know T plus T actually looks like this? Or is it plus T plus? I don't know. Okay, so please change the way you write T, right? Write it correctly. Likewise for X also. Okay, X is written like that. Please don't write things like that. I don't know, is it X times X times X or is it X X X? I have no idea. Okay, so please write those letters correctly. Okay, then after that, he substituted 6 equals to K over 5 minus 2. Okay, so that will be fine as well. So as we mentioned, S is equals to 6, T is equals to 5. Any questions after here for this substitution? Okay, then after that, doing the manipulation, we get that K is equals to 18, which is correct as well. Right? Any questions here? Okay. Then after that, the equation will be s equals to 18 over t minus 2. I think this is extra. Okay. So s equals to 18 over t minus 2. Then after that, we put in t is equals to 7. And we get that s is equals to 3.6. Right? We all get the same answer. Anybody getting a different value? Yes. Submit what? Oh, sorry, I thought you meant 7 minus 2 pi. Yeah, I just misunderstood. Okay, so s is equals to 3.6. Okay. Then, yeah, jangan yung. Okay. Right, so that's all for this chapter. Okay. I'm not going to go into chapter 4 today, but what I'm going to do for the remaining time, okay, give you the homework, the time to do the homework. Right?